should we start with the big news of the week?
What, that the others can't join us? I think we've already...
No, I'm talking, of course, about the 10-year anniversary of Super Hexagon.
Oh, what's Super Hexagon?
It's a game by Terry Kavanagh.
Oh.
It's a very good game. I recommend it. It's got a belter of a soundtrack as well.
I have not played it.
It was the 10-year anniversary of that game this week. Basically, I was just scrabbling around desperately trying to find some news that I could put as the little jokey bit at the start when we say the big news. That was the best I could come up with.
The big news. Oh, see, I don't really... I know Pokemon have had more trailers dropping, but I haven't looked into them.
I can't tell if you're joking or not.
No, I think... Haven't they had more trailers or not recently?
No, I mean about the big news.
Oh, no, I do know. Don't
Okay,
worry.
okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, how have you avoided this?
No, I do know.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
yeah,
to be honest, I think they died long ago when Mercury went... They haven't been the same since Mercury died in the 90s.
Yes. Oh, don't you like Brian May with his
Brian May's good,
with his little badger and fox shoulder patches?
That's what it's not quite the same though without Mercury. He was the energy.
Yeah. NRG.
I say May had a bit of swag on the guitar because he'd always sort of look over to the camera and give like a little da 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 da. Whereas the other two just kind of got on with it. If you watch a lot of the live performances, the other two just kind of get on with it. Freddie's completely off his tits after time, just having fun. And Brian May's just sort of there, and if the camera passes him, he'll just sort of give a odd look and like a grin and a "hey babe" sort of thing.
The band Duran Duran?
Oh, I haven't watched any of their live stuff or anything like that, but I do know of the band.
You know
Yeah.
Do you know what their drummer's called?
No.
Roger Taylor.
Is it the same guy?
No, it's a coincidence.
It's just
Yeah. Just obviously a drumming name. I found that out a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird. Doppelganger.
Yeah. I don't know if they look the same.
The gangers.
Maybe one of them has only got a left leg and a left arm, and the other one's only got a right leg and a right arm.
They have to like swapsies. They interchange. So someone's got them on some days, someone's got them the other days. So you never see them as a whole together.
Yeah.
But
because they were separated by.
It's like a Mr. Potato Head. It's like a Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
They just swap out their arms and legs so that on one day one of them has got a whole body, but the other day the other one can have a whole body.
Yeah, and then on one day, like one of them's just an arm.
Just a torso of, but yeah.
Like, oh fuck, the other Roger Taylor's got all the other limbs today.
Unless, because you said that they each have one arm and one leg, they unfortunately both only have the right arm and the right leg. So
they can't even merge.
They can't even merge.
Because if they did, they just walk in a circle forever.
Yeah. But they'd always be able to see front and back.
True. They'd be safe from threats.
But not to the side.
No, or above.
Or above. Oh, actually, no, they would be able to the side, but above they physically wouldn't because their heads would like collide.
Oh yeah, of course, because every time they tried to move their head back, it would just twist to the side.
Oh. Anyway.
We've solved the riddle of Roger Taylor there.
We've solved the riddle of Roger Taylor.
The riddle that was posted on the door of St Paul's Cathedral in 1796.
Sure.
Oh dear. So.
Well, yeah, we beat a boat around the bush.
We boat around the bosh. Yeah, I guess we should mention it.
We should, yeah.
I don't want to make the podcast too somber.
No. Unfortunately, it has been now over a year since Sean Locke has died, I think.
That's it, yeah.
Which is it's surprising.
We miss him every day.
No, but it's surprising because, like, it only feels like a couple of months ago we did the podcast.
Yeah.
Being like, oh shit, he's dead. But then I guess if you count the fact that we've started having a regular once a month non-podcast day, it's kind of less amounts of podcast in between then and now. So it probably
Has it seriously been a
feels...
year?
I think
'Cause
I watched a reactor who said
Reactor.
it had
August 21. Holy crap.
Moon Shock. Yeah,
That does not seem like over a year ago.
that's what I mean.
That's ridiculous.
Because I heard that and I was like, bollocks! It's only like a couple of months back. Yeah.
The Wikipedia page has got, the little box they have with like date of birth.
Okay. Yeah. Over
Date
in
of
the
death,
what,
etc.
on Google.
On Wikipedia.
On the
And it says genre. Like if you look up a band, it'll say like genres, and it'll say like power metal, heavy metal, and all that stuff. On the log it says genres: dry humor, deadpan, surreal. Which to me is kind of, that is dry humor, deadpan, and surreal to have that on a comedian's Wikipedia page. I just find that a bit odd.
Maybe most British comedian, just because Americans, from what I've seen, the American style comedians seem to just be more about like getting angry at things or doing
so
impressions.
What is it with airline food?
That's it, yeah, or doing a lot of impressions and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas you'll find British stand-up is a lot more sarcastic. It's a lot more pull the rug out from under your feet sort of thing.
Yeah, I just find it amusing that someone would look at this box and be like, oh, I need to know what genre of humour he is.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's not a lot of American stand-ups I rate, if I'm honest.
I
don't know if this is a little bit racist or something, but like, there's all these like great stand-ups you hear about, and I watch some of their stuff and I'm like, oh, they're all right.
I've dabbled, I've watched some and I've enjoyed them, but not to the point that I kind of go out of my way to look for more. I'll just catch the odd clip now and then. Yeah, I know. I
guess it's all just cultural, isn't it?
I guess tastes. I've always been a fan of a bit more of a sort of dry, sarcastic comedy than a obvious sort of out there, sort of louder.
Yeah. We're not Americans anymore, by the way.
No.
We renounced our citizenship since the last episode.
And we've returned to good old Blighty. To discover.
Oh shit!
The Queen's dead.
Yeah. We finally made it. We finally made it.
I know. I think we got past beating the bush and we burnt it down. So.
So yesterday, right?
Yesterday.
Which was Thursday the 8th.
Yes.
I edited.
Was it the day it happened yesterday, or was it the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd just edited one of our Minecraft videos from the end of May.
We were just dragging off the royal family.
Where we were talking about how the fact she can't die because she's immortal.
Oh God.
And I'd literally uploaded it when I saw the news that she'd been taken ill, and I put the telly on. And I was like, "Oh, this might be bad timing." So I re-edited it and put a little card in saying this was recorded back then. I edited it here before I knew. I'm leaving it here because it's the conversation we had at the time. Don't want anyone to think we were disrespectful. Blah blah blah. And then a couple of hours later, she had actually died. So it was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm surprised at the fact I was quite upset yesterday about it.
Okay.
Because I'm not. I mean, I've mentioned I'm not a monarchist by any stretch of the imagination. I'm even a paid-up member of Republic who wants to abolish the monarchy.
Okay.
But it's one of those things where it's like something changes that's just been the same your whole life. It was a bit of a shock, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I was thinking about earlier, it's like if London just disappeared or something. Which might be a good thing.
I was like, I'm pretty indifferent to the whole thing. But a thought I did have earlier, because I was looking after my nephew, is that, he's going to grow up not even really ever having any knowledge that we had a queen. He would know that we had one, but
it would just be history.
It would
like
be,
we know
it
about
would be
George VI or whatever. Yeah.
It would literally be history to him rather than present.
Yeah. Whereas for us, I was thinking like, all our life, it's it's been the Queen.
It's just
the
been-
only
yeah.
Queen. All of our parents' life, it's just been the Queen.
Yeah.
I think my nan was 5, I think, when giving away my
yeah.
nan's age there, when she was crowned. So it's like 3 or more generations haven't
how
known.
long was it? Was it 70, 71 years about that she was?
Yes, I think it was
doing
52 she was crowned, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Um,
No,
1952, I mean, so yeah, it's 70.
Oh, yeah.
What was I going to say? Yeah, and it was like, it's so weird, like, I was watching the news yesterday and they just kept talking about the king. And it just doesn't sound right at all.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, before Queen Elizabeth II, the last queen we'd had was Queen Victoria. So it must have been even weirder when she took the throne in 1952 for people who'd like not had a queen for about 100 years or something.
Yeah.
Wait. No. 50.
I know what you mean.
60.
I know what you mean.
60. Oh no, this is longer. Oh, fuck it, never mind. It was Anne to Victoria I'm thinking of. That would be over 100 years.
Oh, no, yeah, I think she hold the record for, like, if not the longest running monarch, the longest running British monarch.
Yeah. I think there's like, I looked this up once years ago. I'm sure it's like a Thai king has got a longer one.
Got a little bit more on her.
List of longest reigning monarchs. Let's see. Oh no, it's Louis the 14th
Okay.
of France.
Uh-huh.
I think I remember this now from my histories. I think he became king when he was a little. Oh no, he was like a little baby or something.
Oh, okay. They had a
His dad died when he was really young. Yeah, and then he lived for ages.
couple of years on her, sort of thing.
Yeah. When king he was? 1643. Born. Oh yeah, he was 5 when he became king.
Okay.
He died age 76. So no, she hadn't quite made it. She was
No.
2 years off.
Oh, shit. That's a bit of a bummer.
Yeah. Oh no, she overtook the previous king of Thailand, Rama the Ninth. That's what it was.
Okay.
I knew there was a Thai man in there somewhere. Yeah, so there we are.
Yeah. So
Kings and queens and everything. Yeah,
this-
it was.
this is where we are now, I guess.
Yeah, I was. It was weird because obviously, like I said, I was a bit emotional about it, and then.
Yeah, got
it
over
hasn't
it.
changed. It hasn't changed my opinion of the monarchy. Don't get me wrong. I still don't think we should have one. But by all accounts, she seemed like a pretty good person. So.
You're missing the woman who was our monarch rather than the concept of the monarchy, sort of thing.
Yeah.
It would be like a celebrity. It would be like a national treasure dying. Sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. But
It's-
what has helped me get over it is the fact that as a Republican, I always notice all the sycophantism, and it's really where like they've started talking about how like it used to be that people would say we need a monarchy because it gives us political stability, which is utter bollocks because it doesn't. So now after we've had like 6 elections in the past 10 years or whatever it is, people don't say that anymore. They suddenly say it's like good to have people someone to rally around. Oh, that's changed now, has it? It doesn't give us political stability anymore. Okay, that's good to know. And suddenly now just because Charles is king, they're like, oh, look how much grace he has and how lovely it is that he's talking to people, and that's starting to piss me off already now. So, like,
No,
but
I liked him
I
until
don't want
now.
to say anymore because the man's mum's just died.
No, yeah.
But it's they're not making it easy to keep quiet about this.
Hey, blood. We ain't dissing your mum, we dissing you.
Yeah.
Alright? We ain't got no beef with your fam. We
I'm
got
not
beef
even
with you.
dissing him. He
No.
sounds like a cool guy as well. He's like into surreal humor, like Spike Milligan and everything like that.
Okay.
But I just hate the way everyone talks about them like they're superhuman. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I thought it was just more of a meme nowadays, but yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, bigger question. Are we meant to get like a holiday or a few days off or
Well,
something like that? What the
that's-
fuck's meant to be going on with
That's
that?
the question. Okay, look. If anyone's listening, let's just say we don't mean to be disrespectful or if
No,
anything-
I was
if anyone's really upset. But this isn't the serious BBC News programme. We're going to make jokes. Let's just get that out there.
We
might
make
get
jokes
a bank
about each
holiday.
other most of the time as well. So
Yeah.
we might get
We might get a bank holiday on the day of the funeral, but we don't know.
Okay.
Some
Body
place-
once told me about. Sorry.
the word was going to roll me, yeah. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but what I do know is that some places at work might just give people the day off. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But we also don't know whether it would be a bank holiday or not.
Okay.
I think it was. I think like it's been widely expected for years that it would be a bank holiday at some point, but who knows if that's the case.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure I remember reading a few years ago that we'd get like a couple of days off or something, but I don't know.
That's what I thought I heard, but
Yeah.
I heard it in those videos that the Americans do where they react to British stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's that the plan, like was it like London Bridge has fallen down, isn't it? There was the code word and everything.
Yes, yeah.
And you see like here's the secret plan, but that secret plan appears to have been made up by someone because it hasn't happened. I think somewhere
We just wake up tomorrow and London Bridge has literally fallen down.
London's disappeared.
Yeah.
As foretold.
Swallowed into like the Earth's geyser hole of depths or whatever, yeah. Just a swirling void into the centre of the Earth where London once stood.
It's finally happened. The capital has been subducted.
Or it got jadooned.
Yes.
And it's just a big crater where it once stood.
I think somewhere along the line, someone has got confused between the difference between public official day of mourning and bank holiday. I think that's because we do have like 12 official days of mourning or something like that now.
Okay, but
like for the benefit of anyone listening who's abroad, we are just all still at work, like nothing's changed. Yeah.
They might just be a little bit more like nicer in terms of like what they broadcast on like BBC and stuff like that. And
yeah. Oh, the radio was depressing as fuck this morning.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of like memorial type shows and documentaries and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, no, it is a shame. Rest in pieces.
As we love to say, yeah, rest in pieces and may she rip.
And may she rip, that's it.
Beyblading off in heaven.
Let her be ripping it up in the big Beyblade dish in the sky.
Yeah.
Well, any brighter news to try?
Yeah, well, yeah. I'll just do me roundup of it. Like, there's like a billion different TV programs on it or streaming programs on at the moment.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just mention what I've been watching, if you don't mind.
Oh, actually, I've been playing games, so I could do that after.
Games?
Games? Nothing new.
Oh. Okay, so hang on, get you. Right. That's better, thank you. Yes. Okay, The Lord of the Rings: The Rings of Power. Catchy title.
Rings of Power.
Yes, I'm really loving it so far. Which I'm really
prequel show.
Yes.
That you were on. Yeah.
Because I was worried that they would find some way to fuck it up. But they haven't so far. It's pretty good. It's pretty, it's kind of like they spent so much bloody money on it. It's like film quality the whole way through. It's quite interesting as well. Like visually, they're throwing in little bits. Like they had a little recap at the start that showed some bits from the Silmarillion, so it was like cool to see all that. It's not like it's basically expanding on 2 or 3 paragraphs from one of the appendices of the Silmarillion, so it's like there's very little scope for them to muck something up. And it's good so far. It's really good. So good that like I normally kind of save things to the evening to watch, but I've just been watching them in the morning whilst I'm meant to be working because I've been looking forward to it so much.
Yeah. So I can't be fucked to wait.
Yeah.
Well, no, fair.
So yeah. So nothing really seems too unnecessary. Cause like I was worried it was going to be one of these sort of like fan wank things.
Yeah.
Because they've got like the ancestors of the hobbits in there as well. Because it's almost like, oh, it's Lord of the Rings. You got to have hobbits.
Then you'd suddenly start getting characters having like visions of the future where you'd get cameos from characters in the
Yeah.
films and
Yeah, exactly. Legolas will show up probably. Because
yeah.
he's fucking everything. But yeah, no, it doesn't seem. I mean, they could use humans instead of the Harfoots, which are the Hobbit things, but it didn't seem like they're shoehorned in. They serve a purpose. I'm pretty happy. And Galadriel, like people, oh, what's Galadriel doing? Running around with a sword, blah 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 blah. But Galadriel's always been a badass, so it's cool to actually see it. People forget she's like tens of thousands of years old. She was born before there was a sun and the moon.
That's the elf.
Yes.
Yeah, the elf.
Yeah.
White hair and stuff. I've got vague
Yeah.
imagery in my. I've seen the films. I have seen the films,
Yes.
but as I've mentioned, I'm not the biggest Lord of the Rings fan, so I don't really go out of my way to rewatch them. I might catch bits again on telly now and then.
Yes. Whereas for me, obviously, like I could tell you the fucking potted history of Arda. I know. Like when you got compare it to the Wheel of Time, say, where they utterly messed up the adaptation and basically ruined the story. I mean, this is just to have someone that you're a massive fan of, nerd for, and they've actually made a good thing about it. It's brilliant. I'm really happy.
No. I do agree. There's shows I wish could be adapted properly, but don't end up getting done and stuff.
Yeah, I think the key thing is they're not actually adapting anything. They're doing.
Well, yeah,
they've kind of got
adapting might not have been the best word. I'm bad with words.
No, I know, but I was just kind of adding another thought.
Yeah.
Because they've, they know where the story's going, and they're just doing that story. It's
Nice.
It's good. Speaking of knowing where the story's going, House of the Dragon, or Hot D, the Game of Thrones prequel.
Oh, okay.
So that I'm really loving as well, because
I've been watching a bit of Hot D, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Because that is again just established history in a world that I love. So it's very little. There's very little scope to fuck it up because we already know what the story is. They can't exactly change anything. And it's cool as well because it's like I'm into history in our world, in the real world, but I'm kind of also into history in fictional worlds as well, like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, or Song of Ice and Fire. So it's kind of just like watching a historical drama about some old kings and queens or whatever.
But in a more fantasy-ish setting. And
where I've read so much on
Merlin-esque setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But more based on sort of I guess it's more like Wolf Hall or The Crown, or something that's based more on the sort of the kings and queens sort of
more
aspect rather than the magic fantasy.
Political.
So having read up and watched loads of YouTube videos about all this stuff as well, it's fun to see names that I recognize and oh my god, it's Alison Hightower and it's Kristen Cole, I know, but then I vaguely remember the name, but I don't want to look up who they are because of spoilers.
Okay, yeah.
And I heard someone criticize it by saying because it's got to be because it's a Game of Thrones prequel, they've got to reference there's this noble house and that noble house. Look, remember them sort of thing, but. At the same time, though, in the world, those are just the names of the noble houses that are in that world. So
it's how the world would kind of progress. Yeah,
you can't not mention them. Yeah.
It would logically, no.
So that's my defense of Hot D.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Then one snuck up on me this week, which is Rick and Morty is back again.
Oh, okay.
And that was also a very good first episode.
I've only seen two episodes.
And it's not. I ain't got really a lot to say about that. It's just a funny thing. It's back.
Rick and Morty's Rick and Morty. From what if you like it to begin with, you'll enjoy it when it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get round to watching more one day.
Yeah. I got two more things.
To
come out this week.
More things. Go.
Number one. Star Trek Online.
Okay.
They're doing an event mission thing. I don't know how MMOs work. Where basically there's some baddies from the Mirror Universe are involved.
Ooh.
And the baddest of all the baddies from the Mirror Universe is Terran Emperor Wesley Crusher. portrayed by Will Wheaton,
I mean,
which I just thought was quite funny.
yeah, I mean,
Which I guess is why they did it.
we laugh, but I low-key love the idea of that. Just not because of the comedy aspect, but yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he was meant to be like this child prodigy, because he
Yeah,
was
yeah. But
like
didn't- I
Gary
think-
Gary Stew, wasn't he?
Wouldn't you
But
meant to have disappeared off with like some super intelligent traveler and then come back as like a godlike creature or something like that?
oh, I don't know. I haven't got to that episode yet.
Spoilers.
But yeah, so actually, yeah, I didn't think of that. If he was meant to be the Mr. Super Big Bad Man,
Something, yeah. Yeah.
it would make sense in the mirror universe that where everyone's
There's bound
after
to be
power.
yeah. There's gonna
Yeah.
be a universe out there where you'd use your power. Use your dowers.
I feel like it's kind of a cross between that and the alternate timeline from Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, where Cedric Diggory becomes a Dark Lord. It's like at the same. Oh, it almost makes sense and is a bit believable while simultaneously being completely unbelievable.
Yeah. I guess with the mirror universe, you've got more of a shot because in that universe, everyone just seems
That's
to be
true.
a twat.
It's totally mirror, yeah.
Yeah. I think that might have actually been the last video that I had go uploaded. Yeah.
Oh,
Yesterday, in order to commemorate the passing of our monarch, I uploaded Star Trek 2x4 Mirror Mirror.
perfect.
Perfect.
That coincides well with the uploading of
Mirror
Minecraft
Mirror.
multiplayer episode 52, Pure Agony,
Oh, nice.
in which we see an agony booth.
Nice. Oh, we got to that point where we built the agony booth.
Oh, that was 9 days ago.
Oh, so we're finally. Yeah, I confession, I haven't kept up for a week or two. I think it's just because I've been back to work, so it's just getting back into a routine and shit.
Ah. Yeah, I'm up to 31st of May on the videos.
Okay.
I'm going to catch up rapidly until I get to the 25th of August, where I was doing a Pokemon Sword video almost every day, and then it'll suddenly slow down again. But then I'm past that, I'll catch up again. So speaking of YouTube, I don't know if you've noticed this, but I noticed over the last week or two that I don't know if YouTube have done something to their recommendation algorithm, but I've had a lot more hardly viewed videos recommended to me down the sidebar in recent weeks. Have you noticed that?
What do you mean by hardly viewed videos?
So videos with only maybe 50 views or like 10 or something,
I
Rather
don't
than
know
normally
if
you just
really pay too much attention to the sidebar.
okay.
I think
Because yeah,
the way I tend to do YouTube videos is I'll only use the sidebar if I'm going to go from one video to another of the same person. And I'm not too fussed about what video it is, and I just want to see what others they're recommending in the sidebar from the person I just watched before I click on the channel and go for a deep dive.
I can't help but just look at the whole screen. So
No, that's, I look at the screen. I just don't take in the information that I
Yeah.
don't care about.
that's what I meant by look. Yeah, I didn't mean I didn't mean I don't look through a tube at one bit of the screen. I mean I do just sort of look at actually see the whole thing. Yeah, rather than just the video. So yeah, okay, we haven't noticed. So I don't know if it's just me or a change that they've made overall. But let us know your thoughts on the texts. No, on the comments.
On the comments,
Not
on the
main.
scrolls.
Yeah, because I'm interested to know if other people have noticed that. And I've also noticed, obviously, my own videos, especially on things like Kristian 444, that doesn't get many views at all, less than 10 normally.
Yeah.
Shit channels, exactly. I've randomly a couple of videos have just got 100 or more,
Okay.
which I thought might be down to the thing that I saw, which is that smaller videos being recommended more for some reason.
Oh.
But it might be a coincidence. I've only got one kind of sample. The sample size of one doesn't really tell me if it's a thing or not. So yeah, anyway.
Okay.
May or may not be a change that YouTube have made. It might just be a coincidence.
Okay.
Because if it is a change they've made, I wonder if they meant to do it or if it was an accident and someone's going to go, wait, this isn't right, and reverse it. Because I can't imagine they have much of a vested interest in recommending little nobody channels.
No.
Which is the problem with YouTube.
Maybe they've listened. What they could do is just like have one day a month where they do recommend like small channels.
That'd be cool, yeah.
That would be like a workaround of their. Oh, but we only care about the big channels. Well, give the small channels one day, and then people stop complaining for a bit.
Yeah. As opposed to what you do now, which is just lie about it and say that you care.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You'll get people off your back a bit. Well, do they care about people being on their back?
No, they care. It kind of reminds me of CGP Grey did a video once about the keys of power.
The keys of power.
Almost. It was based on a book called The Dictator's Handbook, which is basically like a
step-by-step guide to be a dictator.
Pretty much, it's like a kind of just an interesting sort of political theory kind of book about how, and it explains why, dictators in resource-rich nations don't really need to care about the starving people because the starving people don't put them in power. And that's the kind of the keys to power. You've only got to worry about the people that matter to your power.
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
So, like, in the recent Conservative Party leadership election, Liz Truss and her ilk only had to say things to appeal to the 100,000 elderly white men who voted for her in the Conservative election. So, like, the rest of the country doesn't matter whether they think you're a prick or not because they're not voting for you. It's kind of like that with YouTube. All that matters is the advertisers. Everyone else can just take a run and jump. It's not relevant. It doesn't matter what we say or do. People are still going to come to YouTube to watch videos.
Yeah.
And serve ads on it. That's it. Oh, that's a lovely thought to end on.
Have
you got any biscuits?
I've got mini game reviews.
Oh yeah, your game chat.
Only a couple of little mini game reviews. I've basically played over the past month or two. I've just been going back and playing some old JRPGs from the Game Boy Advance days. Ones that like I'd noticed in the past but never tried or dabbled in or anything like that.
Yeah.
So the first one for Game Boy Advance was Demi Kids Dark. They were going for the very Pokemon vibe of having a dark version and a light version.
Okay.
It's a generic Pokemon knockoff, but instead of Pokemon, you befriend demons through dialogue rather than catching them.
Okay.
So it's more like you convince them to be your friend and they'll join your team.
I wonder if what's his name? Toby Fox, who developed Undertale, ever played this game? Because Undertale is kind of famous for the fact that you go into battles and you can just like talk to the monsters you're fighting as well.
But it's a bit like, remember what was once Pokemon Diamond but turned out to be like...
Oh yeah.
Jenny, what
was that? Oh, what was it?
Phone
Telefang, that's it. Yes.
Telefang. That one.
It's a fucking awesome name just by itself. I remembered that for years, not knowing what it is.
We need, if we ever like have a little mascot or something, it needs to be called Telefang.
And then we get sued.
OG Pokemon. Hey, get sued by the company that basically made a Pokemon ripoff.
Yeah, I guess.
But they made it where you just call up your monsters and stuff rather than catching them.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this one, you rather than evolving them, you fuse two monsters together to make a bigger one.
Oh.
And it reminds me a lot of Dragon Quest Monster. It's a very, I'd say it was all right. It was a good game, quite generic, but it was a generic knockoff of Pokemon in terms of like a monster RPG rather than a sword and shield type RPG.
Who was Generic? Is he the one who made
Generic. He was, yes. Speaking of, he also made the next game I played for Game Boy Advance, Luna Legend, which had a generic JRPG plotline about like searching out dragons because someone's killing them and you have to gain the power of the dragons to kill the big bad. Quite basic plot line.
Sorry, I'm on DuckDuckGo image search and I searched Luna Legend and there's I think he's a musician called John Legend. He has a baby daughter called Luna, And it's just got pictures of babies.
Let's see
I
what.
don't think that's the
Yeah,
game.
no, that's the same for me.
Let's add game to that. Oh, Lunar with an
Lunar.
R. Okay.
Okay. No, I had it wrong as
Okay.
well. Then. But yeah, no, this one was.
Okay.
It was quite cute. It had quite witty dialogue. The characters were really likable. It was.
All right.
They all had they bantered off of each other quite nicely, etc., etc. I'd say that was the best part of it.
Okay.
It was the storyline and the fights weren't really anything spectacular, but it was fun. And then the one I'm playing at the moment is Nation. And it's a Pokemon clone, but it's kind of like it meets Yu-Gi-Oh! So you have your monsters, but you summon them like they're cards, and you have your own set of life points and can attack yourself.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's slight. Actually, this is more of an isekai than a generic JRPG. So it has got the whole seek out the 4 or 5 different places and defeat the boss in each place, blah 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 type quest. But it's following the whole.
What is an isekai? What does that mean?
Oh, sorry. I've mentioned this before. It's basically Legends Arceus, human from the real world.
Oh yes.
To a magical
Okay, yeah.
fantasy world.
Cool.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. So the idea is that your character was from the real world and has been suddenly pulled to this weird world where you can summon monsters and stuff. But again, the dialogue's really funny and witty. There's a lot of like real universe references and stuff. Literally, the one note I did have written down was that at one point they quote, "I have a plan so cunning you could brush your teeth with it."
Excellent slip of the tongue at the start of that sentence there. You said, "I have a cunt." But yes, good quote apart from that.
I have a cunting plan so deadly you could be, yeah. And the encounter system reminds me a lot of, have I ever showed you the Game Boy Color Harry Potter game?
I don't know if you've shown it to me, but I've seen it.
You have seen, yeah. So rather than just walking and you have a random encounter, it's more like little glitters appear on the screen in just random places and disappear and reappear and you kind of have the opportunity to dodge around the random battles. So that's quite fun. Yeah, and I'd say I'm probably most of the way through Nation now. So
Ozzy, are you aware that there was also a cartoon of it that ran for 2 series?
I've seen on the Googles, yeah. I haven't seen. It's actually like. Imagination!
Starring Rory O'Shea as Zed.
Oof. Well, the imagery of the anime looks very familiar as well, so it might have been like one of those. Well, yeah, it's shaped. There's like a image here of Nation title with Jetix up in the corner.
Okay.
I guess it was shown on Jetix, but this might have been a little bit. Or I just went into this one for whatever reason. I don't know. But yeah, nice. I'm quite enjoying it.
Imagination.
Yeah, so
as you said, yeah.
Cool. Probably so far the one I've so far enjoyed the most in reverse order. So the games I've played have slowly gotten a bit better. So if I had to say, like, Demi Kids Dark was like a 5, Lunar Legends was maybe like a 6, this one's maybe like a 7.
So if you carry on finding new games to play, you will eventually arrive at the perfect game.
The perfect game, hopefully.
And then you'll just become a being of pure light energy.
Get to the point where in 2 months and we're just playing Pokemon, it's like, okay, I'll reach. Next Zelda game, maybe. See whenever the fuck they decide to Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh shit! Here's the Ukrainian poster for Imagination. Mahichny Narod.
Oh, that was mini review hour.
Lovely bubbly. Right, game-wise, recently, I'm playing Pokemon Sword, as you would have heard.
Okay, yes, I have heard.
Just carrying on with trying to do the living decks, just slogging through
Sword.
Dynamax adventures, trying to find more legendaries. But I think because there's just only like a random chance of finding what's it called? Ultra Beast.
Okay.
The Ultra Beast that I need. It might be easier just to finish Ultra Sun. So I've been dabbling with that idea.
I think all you'd have to do is get to the point where you can find the Ultra Beast, don't you? Maybe you don't have to even.
Yeah. Well, I don't know when that point is because I haven't finished it.
Yeah. I was gonna say look into it. If not, then just play it to complete it properly.
I want that far near the end, honestly. If I don't need to worry about like exploring every little bit of area. If I just make sure I finish the storyline, I think that should do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Get to where you need to get to the Ultra Beast. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be, and I'm surprised I never finished Ultra Sun because it's probably some of the most fun I've had in a Pokemon game for a while, just because some of the battles were so bloody hard.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to trying that if I do go through it. I've heard like the battle in the Necrozma battle is super hard.
I think it. Oh yeah. I remember it being tricky.
And like the totem Pokemon, I think I've done them all now, but I just remember them, and I think I got one more. They were just, I was so surprised when like you just go into the totem Pokemon battle, because it wasn't like that in Moon. And I was in Ultra Sun and go to the first totem Pokemon, and I was like, yeah, just blah, blah, battle, and I lost. And I just sat there looking at the screen like, wait a minute, I haven't lost an in-game Pokemon battle since like 2002. I don't lose. What's going on? So I really do for all my hates of Gen 5 and the fact that they had to do Ultra versions at all. No, it was Gen 5.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah,
Six.
and the fact that they released half-baked ones and then did Ultra ones that were basically what the first game should have been, for all of that stuff, and the fact you have to press A to go indoors and all that rubbish. I so respect the fact that they made the boss battles fucking hard. I think that's so good. It must have been horrible for like the little kids who probably couldn't beat them, but it was.
Oh well.
I thought it was awesome. Yeah. No, that was Gen 5. X and Y was Gen 6. Sword and Shield's Gen 7.
I swear X and Y came before Sun and Moon.
No, sorry, X and Y is Gen 6. Yes. I've gone backwards, haven't I? I've gone the wrong way. And then you're right. Sorry for confusing you.
Yeah.
Then yeah, X and Y was Gen 6. Fuck me.
Numbers.
Sun and Moon was Gen 7. Oh, fucking hell. It's too hot in here.
Doesn't matter.
I think I got confused because I started thinking about the music, which is actually, for all that I didn't like about Gen 5, it had some amazing music in it.
Okay.
I think that's where my wires have got crossed.
Your wires have got rust.
Yeah, they've got rust in them. Jesus Christ, we're going to Gen 10 before we know it, I think, aren't we?
Give it a year or two.
We're going to hit Gen 9, aren't we, in November?
These ones, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So give it a year or two, we'll be on Gen 10.
Generation 10. X.
I do, although I quite like the name of that, Gen 10.
Gen 10, yeah. With his magic watch.
That's
what it was. It was a magic watch.
It started when a Pokemon device did what it did and stuck itself upon his wrist with secrets that it hid. Now he's got superpowers. He's no ordinary kid. He's Gen 10.
Isn't Generation X is that us or is that our parents? I can't remember.
I don't know. I lose track.
No, we're Gen Y. That's right. Because then the one after us is Zoomers, which is Gen Z. So the upcoming gen is our parents, and then after that it'll be our games. So they should be perfect.
Okay.
Gen 11, which, as we all know, is the letter Y.
Yep.
Malevolent, Leal.
Malevolent. Gentleman benevolent.
I do love. I think I've said this before. How like you have different defining traits of generations. Like the baby boomers is all optimism and everything's going to go fine. Don't worry about it. Gen X is supposed to be the me generation because they didn't know any hardships. So it was just all about me.
Yeah, okay.
Then millennials were just like the fucking whiny moaner generation. Like
Yeah.
we're not happy about anything.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And then the Zoomers are too damn optimistic for my liking.
I don't like any of the other gens. They're not part of our gen. Yeah.
It is funny. I find it funny how like I don't like the defining traits of the millennials is just like everything's fucked. We're all fucked. Yeah, we're fucked. The planet's fucked. We're all fucked.
Good luck. Bye. Yeah. Oh.
God, on that bombshell.
Everything's fucked, so let's fuck. Oh wait, we can't because we're all incels.
Oh God, please don't call us incels. Because that implies that we.
I just meant the gen. Our generation.
Yeah. We don't hate women here.
Nah.
It's a hard sell, not to be confused with soft sell, and their tainted love.
It's an out-sell, not an in-sell.
Like when they tie off your umbilical cord. It either becomes an out-sell or an incel.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Okay.
That's how it. Or I guess maybe the doctor's hand slips and he ties a knot in your willy instead.
Oh.
That's how you become an incel. On that bombshell,
it's like Dragon Ball C cell.
Dragon Ball C. Oh.
Z.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
My mouth didn't.
Dragon Ball.
I've got a dry mouth. It didn't vibrate with the Z, so it said C.
Dragon Ball C was one of the early prequels.
Yeah.
After they did Dragon Ball, they had to do Dragon Ball B, and then C.
D, yeah, G, all the way. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z was actually the 26th series.
Yeah, it's like QI.
Yeah.
Every series is a letter.
It's a letter.
Right. Well, I am falling asleep now, so
Let's
time to end.
get the fuck off. Go.
Yeah. So, thanks everyone for listening.
Just like cells come.
Exactly. Let me just double check.
We haven't recorded any of this.
Maybe it's for the best if it was all lost forever.
Yeah.
If we just look at the spam.
Oh, look at the lamp.
Before we go. Oh, there's some stuff in Japanese here and some stuff in Korean. And some stuff in
Well, is there anything
Chinese.
in Thai that you could translate and then
Anything in what?
Thai? Is that where
I don't speak Thai.
No. Is it with your mum at all?
Yeah.
You must have picked
I'll have
up
to send
a
it
few
to her.
words. That's it. It's like with
well,
me.
here's the-
I speak Japanese all the time, and you picked up some bits.
Yeah. For example, I know that one of this says no.
No.
Is
it what? Because what does the symbol look like?
It's the little thing, the little squiggle, and I know that because
yeah, which
there's
squiggle?
I know that because they're doing code distributions of Satoshi's Pokemon in Sword and Shield at the moment. I should mention that actually if people are interested. At the moment, it's his Sirfetch'd. And so, because when you get the Pokemon in game, it says OT, Original Trainer, and there's 3 symbols. I'm like, well, that's Satoshi then, isn't it? So I can see on the Japanese image, there's the word for Satoshi and then a little squiggle. And I was like, I know that's a thing that denotes possession. Let's look it up.
Yeah,
So,
you're right. Yeah. It basically, if you're like squinting, or not squint, if you're like letting your eyes relax and you can't really see it and it all goes blurry, the no symbol looks like the backwards NO.
Oh yeah, or it's like a 6 or a 9 that's fallen over.
Yeah, true. But I just always remembered that it's just you're looking at the word no in a mirror without your glasses on.
Yes.
That's what I always chose to remember it. And then, like, if you notice, there's like a big. Is that te? I don't know. A lot of this is katakana. I've not mastered much of katakana, but I do know that there's like the same symbol there, but one of them is big, and then one of them is like half the size of most of the other symbols.
Yeah.
So if you go back to From the No, there's like a T that looks like it's on a bit of a drunk wonk.
Yeah.
And then you go further near the beginning, the smaller drunk wonk T is where you like you basically have the one before it mixed with that one because it's smaller. So for example, it's like it's like Kyo is Ki and Yo make Kyo. So it would be like do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a little bit of Japanese.
That was the Japanese lesson to sing us out.
Yeah.
That was a song. It was a spoken word song. So yeah, thank you for listening, everyone. There was no interesting spam apart from that, I guess. So it was interesting because we spoke about it for a while. So we will be back next.
About the spam, we spoke about the language it was in, but yeah.
Yes, just spam.
Japan spam.
So we'll be back next week with more of this shit. So we'll see you then. Goodbye.
Good luck.